with this group, if we set it up as a particular way of operating, certain people can host it if I can't be here. So just holding the space. So this is sort of what came through yesterday through Addie and I talking about it and a few others, but I felt I'd been watching this show and there was a Quaker in the show, and I noticed that I remember hearing once before that they just sit in silence. And I think I'm happy for anyone else to tell me a little bit more about this if you do know. But I think what they do is if someone feels moved by the Spirit, some message or something, they speak it out in the group. And I think that's all they do. But what I'd like to do here is bring in something else, have two parts to our group and see how it goes, and we can review it and see what's most helpful, feel into it. But I know with the course, sometimes it's good to have an expression session where you share your fears, because sometimes it can help to verbalise it. And it's sort of like, especially if we say a prayer to start with, you know, our intention for the group is to give over the fears and receive the correction. So this is what this group is for, is to bring them out and help me see this differently so we get another way. So we're having let's call them miracle groups, because we're asking for the miracle, and the miracle is a shift in perception from fear to love. So this group is just not about talking about the coronavirus or fear of death. I mean, you can talk about fear of death, but it's not a discussion group about what's going on. If you want to talk about you want to discuss something or talk about something, maybe join with me or join with someone outside the group. But it's really to talk about your fears. So you can talk about, I don't want to limit people to I don't want you to feel that you're limited to what you can say. But I want you to be really mindful that when you speak, it's about, I'm bringing up this fear that I want changed. So there's a willingness that I want this changed. I want to see this differently. I'm bringing it up because I want peace. I want peace of mind rather than what I've got now. So that's really the intention of the group, because otherwise it's just a discussion and we stay in fear. So this group is going to be, there's 3 stages of forgiveness. One is being aware of my fear and knowing that I have a choice. 2 is offering it to the Holy Spirit, offering it up. We don't have to identify every single thing about the fear. We just have to know that I'm thinking with the ego. The ego is fear. I offer it to you, the Holy Spirit. And then the 3rd one is asking for a correction, saying, I above all else, I want to see this differently. And then there's actually a 4th step, or a 5th step, or whatever. But the last step is sitting in silence and getting an answer. So it's all that is a complete forgiveness. You can't just say, I gave it to the Holy Spirit. Because unless you ask for another way, unless you say, above all else, I want to see this differently, all you've done is given it. Holy Spirit, you have this, but you haven't had any correction. They'll just come back. The ego thoughts will just come back. You need to have a correction. We need correction in our mind. We need something to replace those fears. We need an understanding. We need something that makes sense, that helps us see it differently. So all of us can do this. So what happens as a group, we can whatever anyone's doing, whenever we practice forgiveness, we're doing it for all minds. But especially in a group, when you hear someone doing forgiveness, it's helpful to us because it helps us practice. We demonstrate. So a teacher of God is someone that's actually practicing forgiveness. So this is the practice of forgiveness, or a miracle group. So to start with, let's, this is how I sort of see it happening, is we'll go around the group and you can share. But I'd like you to say, after you're sharing, in your own words, but something along the lines is, after you've finished saying whatever you've said, is, Holy Spirit, I now give you all of this. You take it, I don't want it anymore. Above all else, I want to see this differently. I place it on the altar and I leave it there. So in your own words, but something similar to that, where it's giving it up and asking for a correction. So when we say above all else, I want to see this differently, I mean, they're my words, but you can say whatever works for you. And then after we've all shared and sat, and then we're going to sit in silence for however long. I'll just feel into it, and if some answer comes through, you can just speak it out to the group. In this world, we must choose for peace, because there are two choices here. But in the home of God, in our mind, in the quietness and restful peace, which is God's mind, there is no choice, because it's just peace and joy and love, endless, infinite peace. But while we are here in a dream, we have a choice, and that's all we have. In every moment, we can choose between fear and love. Thank you. I'd just like to say something before we finish. Just felt guided to share something like this. So this is what I'm doing during this period. So be practical, okay? So find out what you need to find out, the facts that are going on. You don't need to shun information that you might need to know. So just get the information that you need to know as you need to know it, so you know what to do, what's going on if you work or family or different things. But just stay very practical in it. So just stay neutral, even though it says we have no neutral thoughts, but just get facts. So you don't have to run away from all the media, just use it for what you need to know. I would suggest, feel into your own guidance, but you really don't need to listen to any reporting on anything, because once you've got the facts, that's all you need to know. Stay in the present. Bring your mind to the present all the time. Stay rooted in the holy instant, which is the present. Just ask yourself, do I have everything that my body needs? Do I have a little bit of food in my tummy? Do I have anything to eat in my cupboard? Do I have some clothes? Do I have a bed to sleep in? Do I have somewhere to lie down? You could sleep on the couch, sleep in your car. You can eat. There's lots of places and people to offer food. Lots of things that you can put on your body to keep you warm or cool. If you have those little things, you should be happy. There's no reason for us not to be happy right now. As Jesus says, we think it takes time to be happy. So we've given over our fears today. So let's just be just what they call an empty mind, which is empty of worry and fear. So the minute the ego tries to convince you need to worry about something, just say no. No. So if something happens and you need to do something, just do it in that moment when you need to do it. Don't worry about what you need to do. So in that moment, which will be a present moment, you'll just do it. If you get sick, just go to bed. Don't make a big story of it. Don't make a big song and dance. Don't let the ego make a big story. Just say, here I am lying down. Use everything for forgiveness in terms of the practice of just staying in the moment. And if anything comes up, any egoic thought, just keep giving it over like we've done today. So this is a practice of forgiveness. Give it over, feel yourself. You should feel when you say above all else, or when you say, Holy Spirit, you have this, I don't want it anymore. You should feel some sort of release because you don't want it. Why would you want to hang on to all these fear thoughts that cause you to feel terrible? Why would you want that? I don't want it. I want to be happy. So no, I'm not going to entertain any crazy fear thoughts that are not happening now. So it's not happening. So if anything happens just in that moment, you'll respond. You'll just respond. If anything, if you get sick or someone else gets sick, you'll just feel into your response. You don't need to worry about how you're going to respond. The response will just come through. Just stay centered. And as you do this, you'll be helpful to others because you'll demonstrate this for others. So you don't have to say, oh, I need to be the light of the world. You will be the light of the world when you do this. You simply will. You'll simply be like Kathy demonstrated today. You know, I just went to the supermarket, I got what I needed. She wasn't in fear, like I couldn't get this and when can I get it and I'm worried about being without it. You just simply went, so you can see the difference in what mind we choose when we move around. So the only thing we have is, just the choice. Okay, Not going to worry, just going to be happy. Because happiness is available in every moment. It is, it's always available. But we have to choose it. We have the power of decision. That's the one thing that we can have, is the power of our mind's decision to choose. So just choose not to worry today. Say no, not interested in that. Holy Spirit, if I need to do something or call someone or check in on someone or say something, you give me. I'm just waiting here. So for me, I've just started doing some watercolour painting. I'm just going to do a bit of that today. I've got some plants out on the veranda. You guys might have seen it. I'm going to put them in. So just live. Now remember, we talked about death yesterday, and Jesus says that death is depression and anxiety and worry and guilt and even a sigh of weariness. So we start to see, remember, I know that when I share, I just say I realise I'd never been living. When I was living with the ego, I've never really lived. They're dead thoughts. They're dead thoughts because it's like the past has been dragged into the now. All the dead thoughts. Who wants to entertain dead thoughts? Entertain the aliveness, the happiness, the freedom. It's not about rushing out and helping anyone or saying, I've got to give this message to someone. Just do it yourself. Just give yourself every day. Just say, this is my day to be happy. This is my day to be happy. That's it. And if someone else picks something up from you being happy, well, that's well and good. Don't be attached to anyone being happy. Just be happy yourself. This is about us. And they will pick it up in their own ways. But, miracles, he says not to be concerned about it, because people pick it up as you just go about your happiness. I mean, look at Kath. She's just experienced this gratitude and happiness. She's with her son, and of course he's going to pick that up. The best thing you can do for your children is just be happy. Just choose happiness. So turn away from the unhappy thoughts, the fear thoughts. Just keep turning away from them. Just say, Holy Spirit, you have these. I don't want them. I want to be happy. It's as simple as that. You can be happy right now because there's only now. You can't be happy tomorrow because there's only now. And now is an eternal moment. It's always here. If you notice, it's always now. And this is the only time you'll be happy. So right now we have everything. We have everything. So death is listening to the ego. Let's be alive. Let's have our aliveness. Let's have, full of energy and aliveness and happiness. Just feel everything alive and zinging in your body, because the body is now in the mind, and the mind's alive. The body's going to be just alive. It's just a little vehicle for us to bless and speak, and it doesn't have to look like anything. I'm just going to be planting plants and doing some painting. There's no reason I'm doing it. It's just because I like to do it. So being with the Holy Spirit, there's no sacrifice. Nothing is lost. Everything is gained because you're just gaining happiness. So I'll end the meeting now.